Okay, day 198, part 3. I'm going to go back toward the start producing sign here. So I'm talking with an intelligence contractor who's been a long-time contractor in the intelligence community, and some great information about the old days of Mina Airport, how that was run out of a... What happened was they needed to recruit a bunch of Vietnam pilots, and those pilots needed to be able to go back and forth between Nicaragua and El Salvador and so forth, and Arkansas, and also Lake Pontchartrain in New Orleans, or in Louisiana. So they needed, that's heavily radared area, air traffic space. So they needed kind of a free hand, a free pass, if you will. That's where this whole idea of, well, shoot, we have a free pass. This is the DynCorp free pass. We have a free pass, we may as well bring guns down. And if it's an empty plane, we may as well take drugs back. So this is the whole Iran-Contra thing, and this is the thing that's going to keep repeating. Well, the way the Army or the Armed Forces are organized is these different commands. So one of the key commands is called SOCOM, or Southern Command. Southern Command would have all the radar and so forth for that area, and guess where that's based? That's going to be based in Colorado Springs, Colorado, Cheyenne Mountain. So I'm going to be meeting with him. We're also going to look into the things that led up to the things that the Clintons were pushing, that people don't realize that they were pushing in 1993 through 95. Really starts in 1995, really pushing the Patriot Act back then. And a lot of the impetus around the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. Also, we're going to look into a West Virginia militia plan to actually blow up the Clarksburg Archive Center, or vault, FBI vault, in Clarksburg, West Virginia. And that is kind of the impetus for creating pushing through the Patriot Act way back then. And it just turned out that people weren't ready to give away their civil rights with the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. So what they did was well, who knows what happened with 9/11. I'm not a 9/11 truther, but there's a lot of the same signatures of Oklahoma City bombing and 9/11 in the sense that there are these tag ants, TAGGANTS, tag ants that are created when there's an explosion, and for commercial explosives, and that will tell you what kind of explosives were used. And the Oklahoma City site was completely demolished, and no testing occurred. Ted Gunderson talks a lot about that, how he wanted to get people in there to look for tag ants, and he couldn't. Same thing happened with 9/11. We still don't know. All these years later, we still haven't tested the ground for tag ants, or we don't know what testing has occurred. So all this stuff kind of ties together. Like I said, I'm not a 9/11 truther, but there is this push for the Patriot Act way back then with Hillary Clinton. This is the thing I keep on saying, that they try to do it incrementally through these executive orders, and I talk about executive order Presidential Decision Directive 62, which brings in what's called disruption, and that's basically the CIA coming into the FBI. This is the McCabe infiltration of the FBI, and you're going to see McCabe going all the way back. Even they say he didn't start until 1996, but you're going to see him in Oklahoma City in 1995. Just letting everybody know that, the answer to that. But we'll have more information. So look into the West Virginia militia publishing the floor plans. Actually tried to publish the floor plans of the FBI vault in Clarksburg, West Virginia, which was crazy. $220 million vault there. The cool thing is I'm going to be going there, and that's where the laptops are. That's where the Hillary's Blackberries are. Now, was McCabe smart enough to move them from Lorton, Virginia, out of Imran Awan's house, move them over to Clarksburg? I think yes. So that's why I went there first, and that's why I'm coming here next. I wanted people to visualize how easy it would be for Edward McCabe to walk into the Clarksburg, Virginia, fill out a little evidence form, bring those out, and give those to the American people, because they belong to the American people. Remember, through all this Federal Records Act, those emails belong to the American people. The phones, those Blackberries, belong to the American people, and so do those laptops they use to sync with. That was their way of stealing emails from the different people, and the 19 different people in the State Department.